Hey everybody, this is Kiyoseth,
And Raisin Dane.
and we are looking at Eufloria, which is a new game available on the Steam Marketplace right now. Um, I've actually
Well,
played this game. Raisin Dan, you have not, correct?
no, I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, good. So this is just a little bit of the gameplay. I'll let this kind of layer over as I just explain kind of the basics. The basics of this game is you control these birds that you see flying around, or whatever you want to call them. They're some sort of creature. And most levels, you just want to conquer all of these little planets. And how you do so is these little birds, you can send them to different planets, and when you get 10, you can turn them into a tree, which are the two things you see growing right now. And the trees, you can either make a tree that spawns more birds, as you see, or they can spawn these little poison spores, which are like defender trees. You can't actually send them off to, whatever. They're stupid. Don't make them. And this is actually at 2x speed right now, so the game is a little slower than this. It's a really casual, like strategy game. And the reason why I wanted to play this was it was close to a lot of games that you see like on Congregate or so that are kind of like the antibiotic cell takeover games where you are trying to destroy the enemy germs. No one knows what I'm talking about, and if you do, then you will love this game.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm in a trance. I'm just watching this little tree grow.
Literally, I recorded this and I watched it for twice as long as we're seeing now, and it really is a trancey type of game. The music is stunning. The visual graphics are very simplistic, but really just fun to watch. Like even when they kill each other, it's like, oh wow, that's really pretty.
How do you win? What's the object?
Like I said, each level is basically just whoever controls all the planets, so killing out all the other enemy birds. And you see that the bottom screen, there's that like energy, strength, and speed bars. That reflects the planet, or they call them asteroid, that you're on, and each asteroid has its own element. So birds that are spawning on this planet have really high speed, and they're buzzing around like crazy. And actually I'm growing another tree right now, so they nosedive into the planet. Oh, my dogs are freaking out. And so that's how you kind of like spawn more things. So this is more of a zoomed out view. As you can see, there's many asteroids, and this is how you kind of send birds to other planets. And I'm going to go over here and hope. Okay, there's nobody there, so that's good. Which means that I can inhabit it, so I'll build lots of trees. And the strategy of this game is really, you want to get as many trees as you can so that they're spawning out tons and tons of these bird things, so that once you start attacking enemy asteroids, you have the numbers that you need to kind of win.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so like okay. So like the stats down at the bottom, that's saying the stats for the little planet that has the black dot in the middle of it?
Yes it is.
Okay. Oh, okay, the line's going down.
Yep. And you can only have, so here's an enemy one, and those are the defender trees that I talked about. So, as you'll see when my birds go over there, they basically get annihilated instantly. But the seeds from the trees don't actually come off until there's an enemy, and they can't leave the planet. So here's the end of this level. The level I was playing here had a lot of these trap planets that just had tons of defender trees. There were no attackers, and it all kind of built up to it was like a landmine field. If you landed on a planet that had tons of those things, it would kill all the birds instantly. And this final planet on the far left is going to have lots of enemies, and that's going to be where kind of the epic battle is.
So I'm confused. So like, how do you know which planet is yours and which ones are enemy ones
So
as you're
I'm
looking
orange.
at them?
The color you can kind of choose. I let it go random, so in this map I'm orange and the enemy is yellow. So you see that glow.
Oh, okay. Wow, are you outnumbered? Like, why are there so many yellow?
Kind of, but usually there wouldn't be this many yellow planets or enemy planets. But all of those don't spawn anything. They're just the defender trees. So, they can't attack me. They're just like landmines, basically.
But you could take those over, right? If you really wanted to, or no?
I could. It would take probably like 100 or 200 birds sacrificing themselves to get each planet. It wouldn't be worth it. And actually, the final planet here, I think, has a defender tree, and it does its fair share of wiping me out, but I win. Spoiler alert. But
Well, I wouldn't have guessed that.
but the game, as you can see, kind of turns into like a resource management type of game pretty quickly. And each level that they give is pretty different. I mean, it has the same format, so you're making these bird creatures and you want to win. But like this one was kind of a landmine. Sometimes there's enemies, sometimes it's a free-for-all. Like there's numerous...
oh my god, birds.
I know. And you can really see the flow mechanics when there's tons of them and fast forward like this. I like it.
Whoa, birds. Okay, so this green planet, those are attacker birds. Are they birds? Are we calling them birds? Or being
I call them
noobs?
birds. They could, I don't know, mosquitoes or like flowers that fly.
They do look like bugs.
Okay, well, they're bugs. I don't know. When you zoom out, there's dots. But so as you click a planet, an enemy planet, you can see seedlings and enemies in that down bar, and those are the stats of how many people I have on the planet and how many people are on the planet that are banned.
Oh, I just noticed the little, we're going to call them birds, going into the center.
Yes.
What is that?
How you take over a planet that has an enemy on it is you have to actually destroy a tree, and then the first tree you destroy, they start like going through the roots down to the core and sacrificing themselves and bringing down the planet's core energy.
That's so sad.
I know, but the nice thing is that once you take over the planet, any of the trees that are standing become yours, so you don't have to sacrifice 10 more birds to grow new trees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So this level this is I think one of the more beginning stages. Have this standard, there's an enemy planet and they're kind of sending birds my way, but slowly I'll build up more than him and take over. But this game overall, it's not at all demanding. I've played a lot of games like this. I don't really know what to call this type of game. I always call it like a bacteria sort because those are the first things that I've played. Like that's how they, I guess the
Yeah, there was
plot line.
a game on Congregate that this kind of reminds me of, where you basically pick a type of disease, how it spreads,
Oh, yeah.
and you try to make it spread all over the world.
Yes, I remember that. And I love these types of games. I actually have one on my iPhone, but this is by far the easiest of them that I've ever played. Like those games, like on Congregate or on my phone, there are some levels that I have to restart or I do die in, just because you kind of have to make the right decision at the right time or else you're screwed. But not so much here.
So with each level, does the color of your birds change? Because are you purple now?
Yeah, I'm purple now. It does. It's random. You can select, while you pick a level, you can choose your color manually if you want. But no, it's just random. And this level, actually, I wanted to give people kind of a full view of how a game works. And so this will be an entire match, sped up 4 times the speed. So these are actually really, really slow ass birds that I have. It was
They don't look like they're any... Oh, I guess, yeah, the speed is kind of low, as opposed to the first one.
Correct. And this is twice as fast, because the rest of the video is 2x, and this is 4x. So there's a lot of kind of downtime in the game where you're just building up your enemy, or your forces, building up the trees, letting those grow up. I'm actually getting attacked right now. But I think that the music and kind of just the visuals of the game, like just being able to watch it all happen, makes up for that, because I was never bored playing this game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think I'm going to play this game. This looks like a nice decompression game where you don't have to think too hard, but it's still kind of visually stimulating. I like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I think it was on sale when I bought it. Sorry, it was like $3. I think it's $10 usually on the market.
Oh.
I know. But
I think it's worth 10 though. It is.
yeah, I'm on I think level 9 so far of the, and there are achievements on Steam, which is fun if you're into achievements. I'm only on 9 on the campaign, and I think there's a lot more. But then there's a lot of free style matches where you can kind of set up scenarios, and that's more limitless. And there might even be level of difficulties. I'm not sure, but there might be a hard version. So if you really wanted something more like, I made one wrong move, now I lost, I think that's available. But I think where Eufloria really shines is that it's so visually and audio stimulating. It's fun to kind of just not have to think too hard.
Oh, attacker planet.
I
Wait,
know.
Was it? It was, right?
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
Stupid.
But they didn't have any trees, so they didn't really have anything to.
So they were all just kind of floating around there.
Correct. Yeah.
That's like the tiniest planet in the world there to the right.
Don't make fun of it. Although unusual, tiny planets spawn faster birds, bigger planets spawn stronger birds. So yeah, energy, strength, and speed. Clearly, speed is just the speed of the bird. Strength is the amount of damage that they do, and then energy is like their health. And that also scales with your planet's core energy when they're built. So in some levels, like there's really huge planets whose core energy is like 300. So birds that are spawned on those planets are like 3 times more deadly than a planet on like a 100 core energy planet. That got crazy.
I guess what's kind of weird about like the way that this game is designed is you don't actually see them fighting. Like like you don't understand how.
If you zoomed in, they shoot little lasers at each other.
Okay.
Whatever. But yeah, so that's Euphoria. If anyone has any questions, feel free to send them my way. But I recommend it if you kind of just want a casual game to decompress to, as you said. Amazing day.